Hey guys, I'm Dave, and for the longest time I've wanted to do some proper electronic sort of stuff on this channel. Things like with the Raspberry Pi and Arduinos and all that sort of thing. Because I do it in the background, I've just never really done videos about it. So I'm going to change that. I've found some little projects to do, which I think you guys will find interesting. Starting with this one. So this is called the Tiny Arcade. It's by a company called Tiny Circuits. And they produce mini Arduino boards for just little home projects and stuff like this. And this one I kickstarted, obviously on Kickstarter, and it's to make a tiny arcade. So what they've basically done here is sent out a DIY kit. It is something that you could do on your own. You can buy the circuits individually and all that sort of stuff. But the actual cabinet and all that you'd have to do yourself. So buying a pre-made kit like this is an easy way of kind of getting into that sort of early stages of doing electronics and stuff like that on your own. So this is going to be quite interesting because I'm looking forward to this. It's basically a simple DIY project. But there are more advanced things that you can do with Arduino and all that sort of stuff, which we'll have a look at in the future because I'm going to be doing some 3D, well, I'm going to be doing a big 3D project, 3D printing project, I should say, which I've hinted on in a couple of videos in the past, and that's nearly ready for me to start now, so that's going to be a long, big project. Anyway, before I go off on a massive tangent, let me show you this. So like I say, this was on Kickstarter last year, and I saw it and I thought, oh, this would be amazing. I really like the idea of this. So here we go. Tiny Arcade, it's literally a tiny little thing, and it's got all the Arduino boards in there, and you'll see in a minute. I kickstarted it, so if you want to go and check them out, this is from tinycircuits.com. And again, Tiny Circuits, they make lots of different mini Arduino stuff, so you can do loads of different projects, not just this Tiny Arcade. So I opted for this Pac-Man theme. This is just a sticker set, basically, to put on the arcade when it's done. But in this case, I've decided to go for a Perspex, clear Perspex cabinet, just so you can see all the electronics on the inside. So I think it'd be a lot cooler that way. So here we go. They're all just like laser cut pieces. Yep, nice and simple. So there's all of that. And then inside here we've got all our tiny circuits, basically. That's essentially what they are. They're just tiny little Arduino boards. So let's pop these open so you can see what we get. Now you can buy all these individually from the website if you like, or you can just outright buy the kit. It is all like pre-order stuff at the moment because obviously it was a Kickstarter, so everybody on the Kickstarter has got theirs first. But here we go, there's one of the circuits. So we've got a little volume rocker here, input for a micro SD card, and here's the little controller board. So you've got a little teeny tiny joystick. How cool is that? Look at that little tiny thing. And then we've got some buttons, and then a speaker is on the ribbon here as well. So that'll be going on the inside. And then inside here, we've got a few more bits and bobs. Tiny little LiPo battery. Now you may have seen these on little tiny quadcopters, whatever you want to call them, little mini drones. Usually have these little tiny LiPo batteries. So this is what, 270 milliamp hours. That's like not a lot, but this thing doesn't draw much energy, so not a big deal. We've got a little sticky back bit of plastic, just to help stick this thing together. And then last but not least, the most important part is this tiny little fella here. This is your screen. Look at that size of that, isn't it small? So, whoops. Oh my god. So yes, we've got a little bit of circuitry on the back, of course, for connecting all this together, some inputs, and USB, micro USB, of course, so that you can update and all that sort of stuff, like flashing the firmware and all that sort of thing. Because you can do your own program if you like, if you're any good at that kind of thing, which I'm not, by the way. And then there's just a little on and off switch there, which, interestingly enough, if you look at this side of the cabinet, it's got the switch just there. Neat. So that's basically where that's going to be. So here's all our parts. I have the instructions on my tablet. So I'm going to be following those to the letter. And let's build this thing. So what we're doing here is a process called knolling. Knolling is basically when you something you do with like Lego. So when you open up a Lego packet and you've got all the pieces, what most people do is just they pile it all up in a massive pile, and then they start trying to find the pieces that they need for making whatever it is, if it's a car or whatever, and just it takes ages. You'll sit there going like this, looking for the part that you're looking for. Knolling is the process where you will lay it all out in the right order. So you get bag one, you put bag one over there, and you put all the pieces out nice and neat so that you know where everything is. So when it comes to actually picking up the pieces, you can just grab them and put them in wherever they're supposed to be. So it's 5, and there's piece 6. Then we've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12, and then all our circuitry pieces just there. We've got all our pieces nice and neat. There's a little bit of a scorch mark just there. I guess that's from where it's been laser cut. I'll clean that up a bit the best I can. That's a shame that's happened. But the instructions say I need to get pieces 6 and 7. So obviously I need that one and that one. So these are the side parts of the cabinet, obviously. So there we go. Part 4 wants to go here. So these all lock into place quite nicely. I'm going to try and be gentle as possible because this is just clear PCB plastic. So there is a chance that if I put too much pressure on it, it will break. But that seems to have gone together quite nicely. So look at that, it's already taking shape. So part 1, this is where the controller goes in and all that sort of stuff. It needs to slot into this piece. So I need to carefully just put it in there and line it all up without too much force, of course. Here we go. Oh yes, it's really taking shape now. Part 2, this little one wants to go inside there. It just slots in quite nicely, perfect fit. So we can put that to one side for a moment. So we've got the base cabinet now. We're going to start putting some the electronics in. So we need to take our screen and plug in the battery. So here's the screen. It's got a little protective bit on the front as well, so we need not to forget about that. And here's the battery, which plugs in just there. So we're going to plug this in. It'll only go in one way. So let's pop that in there. Nice and simple. So we'll notice that the screen's got these little notches just here, just sticking out. And they're going to fit into these little notches just here. And you'll see like that lines up with the switch and all that sort of business. So we're putting that in that way. It's even switched itself on at the moment. Let's just switch that off. I'll save that for later. Actually, at this point, I'm going to take this little screen protector off as well. So that can go. And in goes the screen. Gently does it because it's only really gentle glass. So I'm just going to, pull the cabinet slightly just to ease that pressure off. So there we go, the back piece is in and there's a battery. And what we need to do now is take the other bit with the controller on and the speaker, and that needs to fit into here. So let's just slot that through. And controls just poke up through the hole, just there, like so. And let's just keep that battery out of the way. And then we want to put the unit, which has got a connector for this piece here, which you can see just there, goes into there. So you line that up gently does it, clip it in, and that's that in place, just like that. Nice and simple. So then the next step is to get the speaker in. So the speaker's got these cutouts in the cabinet again to hold the speaker in place. So we just gently line that up, squeeze it together like so. So the speaker's there, that's not going to move nicely. So then we want to put the joystick in and get part 10, which we've got here, and that's going to hold this into place. So we're going to put that under there, and there's part 10 in there. So that's holding the joysticks in the right place. So next up is getting the battery in place. So we take our little sticky back rubbery thing, and that's going to go on the back of the board that's inside there, and that's going to just keep everything separate so that we've got no shorts or anything like that, because we don't want that to happen. So let's stick that on there, peel the backing off, and then just gently put the battery into place. A little bit of pressure, just a tad, just so it holds in place, so you end up with that. Then we can grab part 5, which is basically the bat, and it's perforated so the audio can come through from the speaker nicely, and that should just slot into place. Again, just gently applying a bit of pressure to clip it in. That's going to hold this cabinet all together nicely. There we go. So it's really starting to come together now, real nice. So we're taking, what's this, part 11, which is going to go on the top. So we've got access to the audio and micro SD slot, so we can plug in our own SD card, and we can load up our own games and all that sort of stuff. Part 9 just pops into there to fill that gap. Snug fit right there, but it, you know, makes the cabinet look really quite smart. Then we're going to put part 8 in, and this is just going to hold all that together because this keeps dropping off at the moment. So once that's in, it should secure it into place quite nicely. There's also a bottom piece to slot into there. Again, that's got access in there so you can see on the inside, but obviously I chose the clear perspex so that we could see exactly what was going on the inside of this thing, which I quite like. And then we've only got one piece left, which is of course for the front, and it's just gonna make this whole thing solid. Get that right in there, and there we go. We have ourselves one miniature arcade cabinet. How cool is that? So I've got some games on a little micro SD card, which are from the Tiny Circuits website. It does have some games on here loaded already, but you can get some more loaded onto there, or if you're good with programming, then you can do it yourself, and then you just simply flick the switch on the side and we have power. So let's check out a closer view so you can have a closer look at this, and we'll see how well it plays some games. Here we go, closer up view of the little cabinet that we've just built, and as you can see it looks pretty cool with the clear perspex on there, all the Tiny Circuit there and all the little bits and bobs. Really, really neat. There's the access into the top. As you can see, we've got a little volume and micro SD slot there. There's a speaker. Cool, eh? Really, really small. So, little switch on the side. You just flick it down. Straight away it starts. No messing about. Now you might get a bit of flicker on screen. That's just because the refresh rate of this screen is not that much really. But we've got looks like some sort of shoot 'em up demo. But we press the little controller arrow there. There you go. So there's a driver demo, Flappy Birds, Asteroids, Invaders. Is that Shooter? Yeah. Okay. So, Tetris. Oh yeah. So let's give that a go. So we've got the little controllers here, 1 and 2. So I guess if we just press 1, it should load that up for us. Wow. Let's turn this up. Is that right? I don't know if I turned it the right way. Oh, there we go. Oh, amazing. Okay, so how do we turn this? Ah, there we go. Okay, so we want to put that. We'll put that right there. Will that fit there? Yeah, it should do. There we go. Oh no, I've done it wrong, haven't I? I've got space just in this corner. Christ. The pressure, the pressure. That'll have to go there. There we go. And it's running really well. It's smooth. Right. That wants to go there. There we go. Nice. What piece is this? Ah, it's one of them. Let's put it in that gap. It's a tiny Tetris. Cool. There we go. Alright, so obviously if you want to go back, you have to switch it off. Just at the side, switch it back on. I mean, what else do you expect for a tiny little thing like this? But let's see, no, not Flappy Birds because I'm terrible at that. Tiny Shooter, why not? Let's go for Tiny Shooter. I have no idea what this is going to be like. Insert credits, I like that. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, it's like a little... Okay. Oh my god, I'm being shot at. Oh no, that was terrible. There we go. I can collect that. Yes, I can collect that. Ah, no, I lost the life. Here we go. Oh no, we're gonna have to go through there. Ah, game over. That was terrible. That was pretty bad. But there we go, guys. Nice, simple little, this fun little project with Arduino. Super simple. There we go, the tiny arcade. It's a fun little project, and I'm quite happy with it. You know, backing it on Kickstarter. I like Kickstarter projects, so I backed quite a few of them in the past, and this was a fun little one. So that'll sit nicely on my desk, and if I fancy a quick game, I can just get out my arcade. So, like I was saying earlier on in the video, I want to do a bit more hands-on electronics like this. This was a super simple project, but I have been buying something called Creation Crate. Check this out, I've got a whole bunch of them. Now, I'm not affiliated with them. I've not spoken to Creation Crate. I've bought these myself, simply because these are little electronic projects for you to do. I've just discovered them randomly, a lot like Loot Crate. Now, I've not opened any of these, but if I just give you a quick example of what is inside these things. So it's a project. So here's a book, tells you how to do Arduino and programming and all that sort of stuff. Even the programming stuff is in there. So they send you, a lot like Loot Crate, but different. They send you all the kit that you need for building the project that's in the book. So this is actual proper electronics, because you've got all the little resistors here, and we've got LEDs and switches and all that sort of stuff, and they're all like actual components. Now, it's not so extreme that you're going to have to do soldering and all that sort of stuff. They send you what's called a breadboard, and these are for doing basic electronic circuit boards, usually for people who are trying to invent things and do small projects and all that sort of stuff. We've even got all the cabling ribbons here that you need for this specific project. Inside here is what's called an Arduino board, and that's something that you can program to do small tasks. And this one in particular, let's have a look what this is going to be. This is an LED dice game. So I'm going to start doing videos on these because I really like the idea of this basic kind of electronics. And like I say, you know, this particular one is from Creation Crate. I bought these out of my own pocket. Creation Crate, I've got no idea that I'm doing this, so I'm not affiliated with them anyway. But if you want to check them out, just Google Creation Crate. It's a subscription monthly thing, so you get sent a project every month. And it so happens that everyone's got one of these in. So I've got like a stack of Arduino boards now, which are going to come super handy for the big print project that I'm doing with a 3D printer. So let me know what you think, guys. Are you actually interested in this? Because if you're not interested, then I'll just do it on my own and not make any videos. But if you are, then let me know in the comment section below, and I will certainly do some videos on these little projects. So that's it for this one. Tiny Arcade by Tiny Circuits. The link is in the description if you want to go and get one, or you just want to check out any other different projects that they do. And again, they haven't sent me this. I bought this. This was for me. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And I'll catch you all in the next video. See you later.